From The National, this is Trending Middle East. I'm Yasmin Al-Taji. It's Monday, May 26th. Here are today's headlines. Voters in southern Lebanon cast their ballots on Saturday in municipal elections. It's a milestone event for the country's south as it continues to endure Israeli bombing despite a ceasefire with Hezbollah last November. There's been an increase in the violence in the days up to the polls, which are widely seen as a referendum on Hezbollah's political popularity. Here's Jamie Prentis reporting over the weekend from the village of Juwaya.
Juwaya, like many villages or all villages in South Lebanon, was severely hit by Israel's war on Lebanon last year. Despite that war and an extremely tenuous ceasefire, which means that South Lebanon is still being bombed on a daily basis.
Saturday's elections marked the fourth round of municipal voting, which has been staggered across Lebanon since earlier this month. This is the first time since 2016 that municipal elections have been held, after repeated delays due to financial, political, and security crises. South Lebanon remains a stronghold of Hezbollah support. Not long ago, it was a dominant force in Lebanon, but it suffered significant setbacks. Israel's bombardment of Lebanon in pursuit of Hezbollah killed the group's longtime leader Hassan Nasrallah and key commanders. It also destroyed its infrastructure and infiltrated its security apparatus. But it remains a potent force, and the outcome of these elections are expected to show that lasting popularity.
Now, this area, this village, is a Hezbollah stronghold. One of their most senior commanders was killed here. We know who will probably win, as well as across the region. But in many ways, that's not really the point. The point is that despite everything has gone through, despite what the region and this village, for example, has gone through, still everyone has come out here to exercise their democratic right to vote in the municipal and mayoral elections, which seemingly have taken place with no problems.
The UN Agency for Palestinian Refugees, or UNRWA, said that at least 500 to 600 aid lorries are needed every day in Gaza. The agency said in a statement on X, quote, "A meaningful and uninterrupted flow of aid into Gaza is the only way to prevent the current disaster from spiraling further," unquote. Israel had blocked food, fuel, medicine, and all other supplies from entering Gaza for nearly 3 months, worsening a humanitarian crisis for 2.3 million Palestinians there. Last week, Israel started allowing some food to enter the territory for the first time since early March. Since then, UNRWA said a quarter of 115 lorries carrying critical aid to Gaza have been looted by people who are, quote, desperate, hungry, and traumatized. Several of Israel's Western allies, including France, Canada, and the UK, have condemned Israel's conduct in the Gaza Strip. The UK's Foreign Secretary David Lammy last week called for an end to the blockade in an address to Parliament.
The world is judging. History will judge them. Blocking aid, expanding the war, dismissing the concerns of your friends and partners, this is indefensible. And it must stop.
Experts have warned of a high risk of famine, and international criticism and outrage over Israel's offensive has escalated. An Iraqi filmmaker made history with a win at the Cannes Film Festival over the weekend. Hassan Hadi's childhood adventure film, The President's Cake, won the Camera d'Or, which honors first-time directors. The film is set in the 1990s when Iraq was under crippling UN sanctions. It follows 9-year-old Lamia after her school teacher picks her to bake the classic cake for President Saddam Hussein's birthday, or risk being denounced for disloyalty. Along with her grandmother, she sets off from their home into town to try to track down the unaffordable ingredients. Speaking at a press conference following his win, Hadi called it, quote, overwhelming and exciting.
And you feel with all that more responsibility comes too.
In which way?
In which way that you have to make films on the same level too. Yeah.
He said, quote, there's still a lot to be done. There are a lot of artists that are coming up, and I'm optimistic about the future of cinema, unquote. That's all for this morning's headlines. You can get these stories and follow live updates at our site, Yasmin Al-Taji, The National.